Well, to our many viewers, we like to say good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching us or viewing us. Also, we like to say good morning to you, good evening. This is KMTV. We transmitting to you live and direct from Monrovia, Liberia. And today our camera is exactly in district number 11, Montserrado County, and of course, the representative of this district is Honorable Richie N. Koon. We're here to talk to him on a cross section of national issues and as well as some allegations brought against him. He will chip in on that as well. So let's now say good afternoon, sir, and welcome to our interview.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being on your interview this afternoon.
Well, today is Sunday. Liberia is still battling the virus, coronavirus. Also, the word, this global pandemic. There are national efforts, local efforts to fight the virus. Let's come to your district. As a representative of this district, to help, upbeat this national effort to combat the coronavirus.
Okay, thank you again so much. At the inception of this virus, our team have been working assiduously to make sure that we distribute all those materials with some detergent that will curtail any further spread of the disease. We have 42 communities, and within 42 communities, we're able to get a barrel for all of those communities with at least uh, some tar soap, like detergent, with some chloride, and we distributed in each of those communities. We also got barrels for strategic area, like the Balance Estate Market, like the Ben Stop, the Patient Shop Junction, the Kebab Market, the Didsville Market, the Didsville and Corway Junction, Samokata Junction, and even further down as far as the Debris Mob Open Junction. We give all of these barrels to those strategic area, and we also give some detergent to make sure that people will observe the safety measures put in place by government. We also have a team called the Mobile Clinic. They normally goes around every Saturday to treat minor illnesses. But what happened in the case of this pandemic, we've stopped that team from working any further because we don't want to risk their lives. We don't know how or who they're going to be treating. They're going to be carrying the virus, and they are not close with that sophisticated equipment to make sure they detect who's moving with the virus. So we seconded the team to the government of Liberia, five professional nurses with one nurse aide. We gave that team to the government of Liberia. They are now assigned at the Quebec clinic, which we call the Bonneville Health Center. They are now working there to help beef up the team at the Quebec clinic. We also donated some drugs. We gave them some equipment because they were lacking like the skill. They had an old skill, they will have to give them a new skill to use. We give them the thermometer. Also brought some pressure plate kit to also help them in testing those pressure patients. Also, we give them some malaria testing with some number of drugs with few bags of rice, and we made a cash donation also to people the operation at the clinic there. It was at the time at the clinic were received by the administrator. The ORC was also there. They embraced the idea, and we've been keeping all effort to make sure we keep them at most perfect in all of their operations. So there are a lot of other things we've been doing to curtail the spread of this virus any further, and we make sure we continue on our effort in distributing detergent. Like this morning again, we went around to nearly all of the communities and gave them some token in terms of $1,000 to make sure they buy some chloride or tassel, because the last time we distributed those things, it been like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we don't know whether they still have enough materials in the possessions. So we have to go do some spray, a little token to those various strategic areas that we left those barrels, and men posted that too. We also need food. So working on some modalities to find food for those guys that are assigned at those strategic area to be able to at least purchase the effort to one way or the other to continue the fight against any further spread of the disease.
I do understand that your engagement to reach out to the various communities within your district is cardinal. But have you been able to reach to, some of those churches, because all churches are closed, mosques are closed. It is a global understanding that churches, pastors, or the authorities of churches and mosques do depend on the church, for survival. Also God. But have you been able to reach the churches and mosques?
No, not yet. But we've been planning our utmost best. We've been strategizing how we can meet not only with churches but with private schools teachers. The private schools teachers, we've met them on two different occasions. Just this morning, we came from a meeting at the Librarian Christian College opposite the Shoe Factory Junction, and we saw the conglomeration of school teachers from the three districts, District 11, District 12, and 13. And I talked to them on the basis of a system we're going to render them. But in District 11, I met with a few teachers as well, and we're supposed to conclude our arrangement on Wednesday, where I'll be helping them with any little token like rice and little cash because they're not working now. And similar gesture will be extended to the churches as well. We have a team headed by one Ire Nyanti. He's a pastor from the Ghanaian Bell. He's been working along with other pastoral team to see how best we can arrange a huge consignment for them as a level of our assistance that we can give to them, because noticing personally they are not working, there's no services going on, it impair their financial ability to do anything for themselves and even for the church and the people of the church. So we think that when we get to them finally, we'll be helping them or giving them some assistance in terms of food and little cash to augment their own well-being, to take them further till we see how best we can all help in curtailing any further spread of the disease. So that we've been planning for them so far, but we haven't finalized that. We've been finalizing the instructor portion on Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, we'll be concluding that, and we're about to give our legal donation. We'll also inform you to be part of that program as well.
Okay, let's come now on the national level. President George Weah has extended the stay-home mandate by 2 weeks, and this is creating, some noise within the public. We've spoken with people, and they've said to us that, look, this thing is going to further hamper our operations, because Liberia is like a hand-to-mouth country where people have to hustle, find food before they can eat. Now, do you stand with the president or the government of Liberia as an official government in the extension of this stay-home policy?
I don't know the intent of the stay-home policy, but first of all, we at both houses have drafted a resolution in support of the government's state of emergency. We came up with a 60-day state of emergency. We also went through the various stimulus packages that government planned for the Liberian people. In that package, we approved 25 million immediately, which we will be concluding hopefully on Tuesday as it relates to the budget line items, because we crafted the budget just a few months ago as it relates to the recast, and we fell short of $20.9 million. Now, after the recast, in the midst of this COVID epidemic, we decided now this time to grant government her request as it relates to the 25 million. So we're going to reappropriate by redirecting priorities that we're going to prioritize on the basis of finding means to collect the 25 million on the budget line for the government of Liberia. Like, there are some expenditure that we thought were necessary this time. We think it is not too much of a priorities that we can keep going on. So we have to switch those items from various lines to be able to gather the 25 million for government.
Koon, specifically,
yeah.
I know you want to say something. Specifically, what were some of the things you were targeting? For instance, I want to buy a chair, a motorcycle, a bicycle. What were the targets? Did the government, the president, in his communication, line up or explain to you what were those strategic areas he was going to focus on and the plan?
Not really. It was because of the plan we deferred the 15 million to next fiscal year. It was also because of the plan we deferred the issue of paying marketer loan to next fiscal year, because we know presently these things can be generated from the budget so easily. But some of the things that we thought were wise that we are now foregoing because of the COVID is, like, for example, items that have to do with schools. Schools no longer open. Items that have to do with capital expenditures. We don't expect to buy anything for now, like car and equipment. All those basic things that we think are not too necessary now, those are the lines we are shifting to gather the 25 million. And then, like I was saying also, in the 60 day that government have rendered as a state of emergency, it is within that 60 days the government will select few days. For example, the government will be advised by a health practitioner that we want 10 days of these 60 days to do a complete lockdown. It is not the entire 60 days as people will keep saying. Maybe the government will select 10 days or 5 days. And the essence of the lockdown, people are saying that, oh, we have a lockdown and the cases stay increasing. It is during the lockdown that you discover more cases.
Isn't that a fact?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is during the lockdown you discover more cases.
Okay.
If we because the tracer are getting out of their homes, and when it gets there, where's your daddy? Your daddy now you're going to work. Where's this person? The person going this place. So they can't capture those people they actually intend to get.
Okay.
So basically, as some people moving the virus, don't even know. So the best thing when you lock down for 10 days, they will now visit the various homes, and everybody should be home at that time. There's no need to go anywhere when you lock down. There's no market, there's no business. They'll be able to capture those that they are tracing. They are tracing, a lot of people, more than 400 persons have been tracing that they can get over personally. So the essence of the lockdown is not only to stop the further spread, it's also to capture those who are already being targeted as a tracer in the list of data.
Do we have the capacity as a country, looking or considering our struggling economy? We are like a dependent society. We keep begging every day for money. Please give us, please give us, please give us. Do we have the capacity to keep more than 1,000 people in the event where we have people confirmed as corona patients?
Or for now, for the little meager resources government is gathering in assistance on outside and the center itself, if those people are actually identified, government have to find more hosting place for them. If you remember one time, our Honorable Edwin Snow said that government pay for, I think, certain number of rooms, and the hotel charge them more amount. For example, if we decide to use this hotel as a quarantine center, and you got 6 rooms we already using and paying for the 6 room, there's no other visitor or customer going to enter that hotel. Automatically, quote unquote, they're going to charge you for the entire rooms in the hotel. That's the essence of that. So if we find out more cases, government have to, that's the essence of the whole 25 million as well. Government have to get more other logistics to see how they can hold those people and quarantine them in that 21 or 14 days.
25 million, sir. Sorry to cut you off. 25 million sounds big, but considering the population, Montserrado plays host to more than 1 million people here in Montserrado. My Gibi has thousands and thousands of people. I mean, is that budget enough to meet the target?
Presently, based on the government-owned projection of 25 million, it is not to capture the entire 60 days. I keep saying, I put on this thing.
Okay.
It is that 25 million is exclusively for the days selected for lockdown.
All right.
So if government selected 10 days
days.
for lockdown,
Okay.
the 25 million is targeted for that 10 days. Meaning that before the lockdown occur, government will have distributed ration, food,
Yes.
to all of its people within that 10 days. Because you're going to stay in for 10 days, that food should keep you for 10 days. The electricity the government talking about giving people flat rate is also limited to 10 days.
We are coming there.
No, I got to explain what the 25 million is all about. The question.
All right.
So all of these things there is catered in the 25 million. It's not for 60, 90 days. It is limited to the lockdown period. That's the essence of the detail we wanted from the government. So the 10 days that all of these things government trying to put together as a similar package is limited to the 10 days. I'm just in 10 days, quote unquote. That the 10 days you'll be home exactly. So the 25 million is not sufficient, but you can do substantial work within the 10 days period. because it's only limited to two major counties. Bulk of the money going to spend on two major counties that are going to be completely locked down for the number of days
That
that
will
government
be
will have
selected
selected. So that's the
health
essence of that
workers.
whole thing. So 25 million not renewal for 60 days, for 15 counties. No. It's for the number of days government will select, and though maybe little ration will be spread out to other counties, but the focus is on that lockdown days. That's the essence of the whole thing.
Let's look at so far lockdown 14 plus days we've gone. Uh, it's like, I mean, that has not really yielded its fruit. Because we see in various communities along the streets, like we passed a Doe community today and other days when you go there, people are doing their normal businesses. No one is doing anything like there is a lockdown. Is the government achieving her aim?
This is not a lockdown. This is a partial lockdown. If inadequate lockdown, you won't see one person going transacting any number of business.
Okay.
So the partial lockdown is not yielding its results. That's why we are advocating for at least a total lockdown of number of days that will enable government to get all of the people she's trying to target. And I can assure you that when we actually go to the total lockdown, the cases will automatically increase and later start deteriorating. Why will it increase? Because we'll be targeting and capturing and seeing those people that we already got on the list of targeted groups. We want to target one Moses in a house. Every time we go to Moses, Moses going to work. The lockdown will make us to capture Moses. Moses will remain home. Moses got nothing to do in the street because he's going to be home. So the lockdown will make the cases increase, and right after that, the cases will start deteriorating on the basis of the lockdown. For now, the case is not going to drop because it's going to continue increasing until there's a full lockdown. That government will be able to capture all of those people that they're trying to target. So many cases around. People moving with this thing we don't know yet, but the health practitioner knows some of them by name, but they haven't been able to get to them. That's some of the basic things that are actually giving them, that hampering their activities to get a total exact number of people that are personally affected. Like you see the United States of America, they do testing every day. And on the basis they got the highest case in the entire universe. It's because they're doing testing every day. Labrador don't have that ability to do that. And the only thing we can do is to carry a partial, or short lockdown, like few days, 100% lockdown, to be able to capture some of the cases that will help us further to curtail any further spread. Because when we capture those people, I can tell you, on the basis of the quarantine, the government may succeed to a greater extent. I will not say 100%, but we yield a fruitful results on the basis of the number of days that we select as a lockdown.
At the level of the legislature, Representative Koon, what are you talking? What are some of the discussions you are holding relative to, satisfying people who are leaving their family members and exposing their bullets, their chest to the bullet, like us journalists and also health workers, most especially health workers? What are you talking? What are some of the things you are saying?
In the 25 million, basically based on the plan we're going to see on Tuesday, there will be detailed explanation as it relates to some compensation or remuneration for frontliners. And I don't want to say specifically going to be the health worker. It's possible it could factor you in, it could factor the security as well, it could factor the health practitioner as well. But till then, I cannot further give any further comment on that until I see the detailed plan on Tuesday that we intend to approve from the Ways and Means. And I'm on the PSC, and I'm also involved in that restructuring aspect.
Let me quiz you on the performance of the security so far, 14 days plus. What are your readings?
They are not working too well. They are relaxed. At the various checkpoints, you see their friends in the neighborhood making with them, walking around. If I'm coming with something after 4, 5, it's like there's no lockdown after 3, or there's no restriction after 3. It's like you see so many cars on the road, like everybody have passed. I don't know what's really happening. So it is not actually yielding its results as it relates to what it intend to do. And even if you go to the marketplaces, it's overcrowded, or business centers overcrowded. That's the essence of the actual 100% lockdown that will start because what you just said, like bro, we are from hand to mouth country. So nearly everybody goes to hustle every day. So when government will have distributed a little rice and whatsoever they have in that stimulus package, it will make you to sit at home for either 4 or 5 days. You have the ability to sit home as a man or a woman to take care of the home for that day. So that's why we're looking at all of these things. So it's not working now because things are not actually in full. Every day you have to go to hustle and come back. So you're not going to easily keep people home. Yeah, that's the problem we got presently.
Representative Koon, before I can come to my colleague Josiah, we have to quiz you a little about some allegations, just in passing. Uh, there is this speculation, or we do understand, that senators did take 6,000 or 6,500 from President George Weah to, pass his communication. How much did you receive to pen your signature to that document as a representative?
Nobody actually received money. I don't know. I can't speak for the Senate. From the lower house, we did not. It's our obligations. So we don't demand remuneration or any level of assistance from government as it relates to our legal obligations. What happened in the Senate that I can speak to a little bit is that we got something called operational funds. That, for example, the Senate decided that, our operational funds, we want to use it at this time because government is not giving us anything to fight this COVID-19. And that money that Senator DeLong and other guys signed for, it's a legal money. It's in the budget. They pull in and hold it just there because people like to sensitize things. People like to just blame the fire on little things, especially that's normal thing. So it's a legal money, very legal indeed. It is not off the balance. I don't think that money was taken because of signature fees. Maybe apparently just a coincidence that at the time they decided to distribute such a cash, and that's the time similar or resolution was in place. So I don't think that money is intended for any signature related to the obligation as senators. So for the lower house, we didn't receive any money for signature. We don't intend to receive money for signature.
You received 5,000 US dollars
for
the lower house, from the lower house.
We don't intend to receive money. We don't receive any money any money collected from COVID. In the lower house, what we did a few months ago was that we appealed to the speakers because we know that most of us got loan at the various banks, and because of the loan has impelled us to be financially strong. So we talked to the speaker through a communication to the various banks on how they can relax the loan or deduction for that month. If I'm making 5,200 net, the bank takes almost 4,100. So the balance 20% that goes, I receive it like Brent dollar. So I can tell when last I ever received US dollar. It's on that basis that most of us communicated with the speaker to do a communication to the banks. And 4 or 5 months ago, we received cash based on our own salary. That's why you see the noise not around. I think what that cash I was receiving, I posted saying the government gave us 9,000, the government gave us this. That's our legit salary that we defer loan against and make sure to be a little potent to get to people buying buckets and other things. So we did not receive, and we still stand waiting for executive to approve of any amount that will help us in the fight of COVID. What we did as Morocco County Legislative Caucus, we decided to push our 200,000 that's in the budget for our district development fund. We think at this time it is appropriate that that fund can be redirected to COVID-19 fight. So we are now pushing the agenda to see if the government abroad can give us that amount for the 17 districts, including 2 senators and the superintendent as well. So if we actually do a priority, if that succeed, each of us may have close to $6,000 or $7,000 from the district development fund if we succeed in getting that amount. That amount was not only the amount we redirected in the 25 million. So on Tuesday, we determine our own fate, whether it's possible we're going to receive that amount on the basis of the 25 million own details and based on what we have selected from budget line. So we're still standing waiting for executive to come and give us some money to be able to help to fight the spread, help against any further spread of COVID-19.
Okay. On the early mornings of April 18, district number 11 was highly hit by a rainstorm.
Sure.
And I've seen you identifying with some communities because there were several communities that were hit.
Yeah.
So I just want you to comment on that, then we go to the...
Okay. On the 18th of the morning of Saturday, I woke up early morning and saw the storm at my door. At the gate, we have more than 14 different groups that came from all over the districts wanting me to intervene in their victims. So when I got out there, I immediately settled a management disaster team that was not too active in my district. So we made it so active now that we got a team and we moved on to collecting data to know the number of houses that was affected. And we gathered 218 on that day. The number of houses that were affected, 218. So the little meager resources we had to get to more than 197 households. We first started with 5,000 each, and as we went on 5,000 each, there are some places that we went, people are already doing their own renovation. So we just have to tip them a little, like $2,000 or $3,000. But the real people we still saw along the way, we gave each of them 5,000 each. And we continued our work till the next day. We gathered out another resources, and we continued to work. So it was Saturday and Sunday, 2 different days that we worked for. We still could not get to the 218. And even as I'm speaking to you, the people are still coming to me saying we didn't touch them, we didn't reach them. So we're trying to put all the data together, but Wednesday too we reached them as well. It was in that vein here that I texted Senator DeLong and Senator Sir Joseph. I texted the people there and said, gentlemen, you guys got to come in. It's not easy in our district. And fortunately for me, the next day, Senator DeLong called me and said, Koon, you have something plenary, which was on a Monday. So one day he called me and said, man, I can intervene by giving you like, first of all, he said 300,000. And later as we went by, he said, okay, no, we're making 400,000 for District 11 and a few, I think 200,000 or 300,000 for District 13 and 200,000 for District 6. So I said, that's going to be fine. So we've been finding a way how he can make this money available. And we have not had the time, but I've been also busy. So fortunately for us, was a Monday or Tuesday morning he came. We met at the Battleville Estate Fee, and he contributed. He donated 400,000 in addition to what we already spent. We have spent like close to 700,000 already. So in addition to what we spent, he gave us another 400,000 to spread the message that he also helping. It was in that vein that he brought in one of our colleagues around, one guru.
Yeah, that's the issue I want us to.
Yeah, let me explain, then you can ask the question further.
So
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
before then, when you were visiting the various communities, because Keba community was one of the communities that were highly hit. I saw the real discussion.
The UPC community.
Yes, so within that time, was it the time that Lafayette joined in, or only when the senator was?
Only when the senator came in.
Oh, okay.
Only when the senator came, I waited for the senator came, and later on, we saw Lafayette come in. And when he came in, the senator could work along with Koon to see how best you guys can meet some of the victims. And first of all, I embraced the idea, which I think was not too good for the senator to have done, because he went in other districts, he didn't do that to anybody. He didn't call Color Green and call Wea, who was one of the contenders there, to say, come and help the man. He didn't go to and call anybody to come and join Eno. Thank you. Costa, right? He didn't call Costa to come and join Eno in District 6. So he came in District 11 and called Gu to come and join us. I think we have called even the former representative, Gabriel Yinkan, who at least came second in the contending race, to be better than coming to call somebody who didn't get a good 4,000 good votes. But be as it may, we embrace him. We told him to come on board and bring 2 of his men. I have an 8-man team, so bring 2 of your men to join us. He said, why 2? I said, but what would you want to do more than 2? If possible, you say bring 1 man, you only observe on the team. You're not going to be distributing cash. You understand? And it's glaring. So you bring 2 men and join the team, and then follow us. I will charter motorbike for the 2 presidents because we 8, and everybody on a single bike, including the press people. Also, there were 6. I also charter motorbike for the press people. There were 6 different press institutions. I have the charter motorbike for each of them as well. So 8 plus 6 plus 2, we're talking about clearly 16 persons running against the same spread we're talking about. We shouldn't gather, we shouldn't do this. And I also told the senator to put somebody also on the team for his office. And he put one Emmanuel Farr on the team from the office as well. So when I said 2 persons, he got offended. Why should I say 2? You should bring 8 persons as well. I said, but you're not ready to work. Really, you're not ready to work. He said, why should you bring? I said, first of all, in the whole case of the storm victims, what have you done for the people? What have you done for the people? If you want to fight and come join, only when the senator bring money, what have you done for the people? He said, that's not an issue. I said, but that's not the issue. You don't come and steal show at the end of this day because the senator come in and you want to join the team. So if you don't want to work, you can stay aside. And how we left. We didn't bother any further. Only later I heard on the radio, he's talking about build a for that I'm not meeting the poor of the district. He's not living in the district, I can tell you. If you live in the district, you know how accessible I am. Moreover, you know the number of projects that I've undertaken in the district. I can name few of the projects to you, the district or Bonneville or a public school. It's a junior high school. I've talked with the Ministry of Education. We've elevated the school to high school. Go and see the structure. Go to Disney. It's also a junior high school. I've talked with the Ministry of Education. We talked with the DEO and now elevated to high school. Go and see the two structures first. Those gigantic structures. Go and see them at the various schools I just talked about. We got the Eugene Oguri High School that we completed the fencing. And even trying to electrify the Eugene Oguri High School. That's the school I got from 87. We have the Bonneville Estate Market that we work along with them not to sell on Sunday. We electrify that whole place. We got other major things I can name. You got the savings and loan scheme. We have the district or mobile clinic. And I can name, check our reports. We got a 3-year report of revealing. So I mean he's not in the district. And he also condemned the fact that I wrote something called the Ofos Bill. You see how challenging that is? To look at the Ofos Bill and condemn Ofos Bill. I'm the only lawmaker in District 11 that have written bills. And I've written 6 different bills. 4 is now in the upper house and 2 is still in the lower house committee rooms. So I don't know where you be coming from with your own allegation.
Yeah, so I just want to interrupt you there. So is it that you were afraid that you would have stole the show?
No, I don't have a contender. I tell you the very truth. 2023, you see for yourself. I don't have no contender. That is a baby to me. You just 40 years old, just left your parents' house. You know how old I left my parents' house? You say you're 40 years old, you're trying to put your life together, put in vote for you because you are not married, you are still staying with your parents are the issue. So put in vote for me too because I was in school. I used to go at contender 3 times. Put in vote for me the first time because I was in school, or put in vote for me the second time because what? I was working. Is that an excuse? He's just not prepared. He's still immature, very immature to the whole political issue. He just thought because he has the ability, everybody can talk. Free talking, it's a normal thing we normally do in life. I can tell you, 2023, you see for yourself, I got no contender. I will marginalize anybody who exists in the race, especially God have chosen my 2 terms. Nobody can block it. And he's not even one of the factors. The thing about politics have different dimensions. I gave you an example. 2011, Atopa, I can't tell. I can tell because Gabriel Nika was the second president to Tanapoli. I can tell. 2012, when the late Tanapoli passed on, there was a by-election. I would have come second if you wanted me to graduate in stages. But there's a different phenomenon when Tanapoli entered the race. The feature change. Don't think because you're taking part in race, you second tier, you remain as it is. It depends on the variables. When Tanapoli entered the race changed. I dropped back to tier. Why I didn't go second? I could have gone second too if I say, okay, I can't tell, I could come second. No, there are every variables. And we've seen those variables that will be coming 2023. He's not factoring in the variables. He's not factoring in the variables, so we shouldn't think about that.
So who is the factor?
No, I can't call name. When a person gets to the time, I will try to bury them as well. That they're the one working on now. I'm not working on, let's think about Lafayette.
Representative Koon, this is politics.
Yeah.
What has been maybe something that you remember that have ever existed between you and Lafayette?
Nothing.
Have you had any difference?
No, nothing really. The person in Ada normally battle before was the former representative, J. Gabriel Nika. We fought at studios. The late Diakete was hosting that. We fought in our studio. We fought on feed. We argued on feed. Where Lafayette coming from? He just make himself relevant by jumping in show to start discussing. That's why I just silence his discussion. Because the more I keep talking about him, the more he feel important. So he's not important to me. I can leave him and say everything I want to say, but when that 2023 reach, let's see who is who. You be a witness. We pray for long life and let God spare us to see 2023 what it's going to look like. The people of Bartonsville, especially for District 11, they're not cowards. They make sound decisions in the district. This is the only district you should be afraid of if you're contending or you're in a race or a representative. Be afraid of this district. There are more intellectual in the district than any other district in Liberia. District 11 have more intellectual poets and people that are capable, people that are qualified to be lawmakers than you. You stay premature. We're not looking at prematurity. We're not going to dapper you before you get mature. We got other men waiting for us that we're thinking about. That's the normal thing that picking, my man.
So finally, from my end, will you be ready as a leader to extend, a hand of friendship to Lafayette Good and the rest of the other guys that you may perceive as your contenders in district number 11, I mean, in the fight against the COVID-19?
I will definitely. Right after our ascendancy, right after we won the election, we had a huge reconciliation meeting of programs. We invited all of those that participated. Lafayette didn't turn up, Gabriel Nika didn't turn up, it didn't bother me. Go about 2020, somewhere in the race. And all the other people attended. All of them attended. Today I'm working along with them. So if you still have an ambition, that's just my time. Let me flow. Your time will come. Maybe when I finish after my 12 years, I could say, go ahead and see, try your best.
Did you
But
intend to beat him up on Saturday? The time we're talking about?
no, I'm not a hostile man. He just
Did you
kept.
make that attempt?
I don't fight people. I want to interact with you.
You fought before.
Yeah, definitely when I was smaller in school, yes I did.
You
Sixth
fought
grade,
Gabriel
ninth grade.
Yeka.
But you can deserve it at the time because he felt he more
So you
rude
can
than
fight
me.
again?
I can fight. I've changed. Now I'm a lawmaker. I was not a lawmaker then. You see, at the time I was not a lawmaker then.
You really have the fist?
To fight now,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm fighting anymore anyway. I think my literacy can beat me nowadays because I have to put myself in a responsible manner to engage people. So I don't think I'm fighting anymore.
Any final thing you want to say before we can take leave of you?
Especially to your district.
Yeah, I want to urge the people of District 11 to please abide by all of the safety measures. This disease is very, very serious. It is not something we can play with. Our greater nations, with all of the sophistication they had, you still see them be falling to the wonderful coronavirus. I urge you to please abide by all of the safety measures put in place. We want to urge you to abide by any further security measures that government is going to put in place so that at least we all can make Labrador be free from COVID-19 in the not too distant future. And I want to say thank you for hosting me. It's a pleasure to be on the program this evening.
Thank you so much. Richard Koon is the representative of District number 11 in Montserrado County. We've been speaking with him on a couple of national issues, and one of those issues we spoke to for some time is the COVID-19 that is ravaging global health systems. We hope that the world, including Liberia, will combat this deadly disease. My name is Emmanuel Davis. Randall P. Jackson headed the team, and of course our general manager